Welcome back to Grim Tale Teller, where the earth itself whispers secrets of the dead. I'm your host, unearthing the eerie tales you send to grimtaleteller@gmail.com. Tonight, a 2025 submission from Lila, a 40-year-old gravedigger who faced a chilling discovery in a rural cemetery. Bones that sing, a bizarre encounter tied to her past. True haunting or a mind's lament? You decide. Got a story from the grave? Send it to grimtaleteller@gmail.com. Subscribe, dim the lights, and tread softly. This is Lila's tale of the singing bones. I'm Lila, 40, a gravedigger in the rolling hills of West Virginia. It's 2025, and I've worked the cemeteries for 15 years, shoveling dirt, marking stones, listening to the wind. My life's quiet, shaped by loss. My unborn child, gone in a miscarriage a decade ago. A pain I buried deep. The job suits me. Solitude the dead don't judge. Crestview Cemetery, where I work, is old. Its headstones weathered from the 1800s. Tales of feuds and fever carved into them. Late October, a storm rolled in, and I was finishing a plot when I heard it. A hum, low and mournful, rising from the ground. I thought it was the wind at first, but as I dug, the sound grew, bones singing a lullaby I once sang to my lost baby. That night changed everything. Crestview sits on a hill, surrounded by oak and pine, a place where fog clings like a shroud. I've dug hundreds of graves, old coffins, new urns, always alone under the moon. The storm that night was fierce, rain hammering my hood, lightning splitting the sky. I was finishing Mrs. Harker's plot, her family waiting for the burial, when the hum started. Soft, like a child's tune, vibrating through my shovel's handle. I paused, mud dripping, and listened. It wasn't the wind, too rhythmic, too alive. I kept digging, figuring it was a trick of the weather, but the sound deepened, a lullaby I knew. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. My heart skipped. I'd sung that to my unborn child, lost at 20 weeks, a decade of silence since. The ground shifted under my feet, and I uncovered a small coffin, old, unmarked, not on any map. The hum grew louder, bones rattling inside, singing the next verse. I dropped my shovel, hands trembling. Lightning flashed, revealing a crack in the wood. I shouldn't have, but I pried it open. A child's skeleton, tiny, perfect, ribs humming like a choir. Its skull turned toward me, empty sockets glowing faintly. I stumbled back, slipping in the mud, the lullaby echoing, "Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird." It knew me, and I knew it wasn't Mrs. Harker's. I scrambled away, heart pounding, the skeleton's hum following like a shadow. The storm raged, thunder drowning my thoughts, but that lullaby cut through, clear, haunting. I told myself it was a prank, some sick local joke, but Crestview's records showed no unmarked graves here. Mrs. Harker's plot was yards off. This was older, buried deep. I grabbed my flashlight, rain soaking my coat, and shone it back. The coffin lid had shifted more, bones glowing under the beam, singing, "If that mockingbird don't sing." The skull's sockets pulsed, like eyes watching me. I should have called it in, but fear glued me to the spot. The wind carried whispers, my name, Lila, soft as a child's breath. My miscarriage flashed back. The hospital silence, the doctor's pity, the empty crib I never filled. This couldn't be my baby. Gone too early. No burial, but the song was mine, taught by my mother. I approached, mud sucking at my boots, and the skeleton's jaw moved, tiny teeth clicking. Mama, come down. I dropped the flashlight, its beams spinning wild. The ground trembled, and I saw it. Other graves shifting, bones poking through, all humming in unison. I ran, slipping, the lullaby chasing me through the trees. Back home, soaked and shaking, I heard it again, faint from my floorboards. It wasn't over. I locked my doors, hard hammering, but the hum seeped through, floorboards vibrating, windows rattling with that lullaby. I checked the cemetery logs again. Nothing about an unmarked child's grave. Old-timers at the diner whispered of singing hills, a legend from the 1800s when settlers buried stillborns in secret, their bones cursed to call for their mothers. I dismissed it as folklore, but the memory of my loss gnawed at me. That night, I dreamed of my baby, tiny hands singing my song, then waking to a cold crib, the hum real in my ears. Next day, I returned to Crestview, determined to cover it up. The storm had passed, mud hardened, but the coffin was gone. Earth smooth, no trace. I dug where it was, finding only damp soil and a single bone, small, curved, humming softly. I pocketed it, thinking it proof, but the song grew louder, vibrating in my jacket. At home, I placed it on my table. It rolled, aligning with the wood grain, singing, "Hush, little baby." The air thickened and I saw her, a child's form, translucent, bones glowing under her skin. She reached, voice sweet, "Mama, stay with me." I backed away, tripping, the bones hum filling the room. This wasn't a prank, it was personal. The child's form faded, but the hum stayed, a constant thread in my days. I threw the bone in the trash, but it was back on my table by morning, singing louder. I stopped sleeping, haunted by her voice, my lullaby, warped into a plea. The cemetery called me back. I felt it in my bones, a pull I couldn't shake. One night I drove out, flashlight in hand. Crestview was silent, fog thick, but the ground vibrated underfoot. I found the spot, earth disturbed again, a new crack in the soil. The hum rose and bones emerged, dozens, singing in harmony, a choir from the grave. I dropped to my knees, mud soaking through, as the child appeared, skeleton beneath her skin, eyes hollow but knowing. "Mama, you left me," she sang, voice cracking like dry wood. My miscarriage flooded back, the pain, the guilt, the silence after. Was this her, somehow born in death, calling me down? I tried to run, but the ground sucked at me, bones rising to block my path. They sang my name, Lila, Lila, a lullaby turned trap. I clawed free, leaving my shovel, and drove home, the hum in my car in my head. She's not letting go. The hum became my shadow. At home, it pulsed through walls, furniture trembling with that lullaby. I sealed the bone in a grave, buried it in the yard, but it reappeared on my nightstand singing, "If that diamond ring turns brass." The child's voice grew clearer, her form lingering, translucent, bones glowing, eyes pleading. I avoided the cemetery, but the pull intensified, a ache in my chest like a lost heartbeat. Locals noticed my pallor, asked if I was sick. I lied, just tired, but the hum followed me. Store windows, my truck's rear view. I researched old West Virginia tales, singing bones linked to settlers' stillborn burials, cursed to call their mothers from beyond. One story, 1870, spoke of a woman who joined her child's grave, bones silent after. Was this my fate? I contacted a folk historian. He paled. Those hills sing when the dead want reunion. Digging stirred it. He suggested a ritual. Salt, iron, a song to appease. I gathered supplies, returned to Crestview under a full moon. The ground hummed, bones poking through, the child waiting. I sang her lullaby, salt circling, iron cross trembling. The hum stopped, her form smiled, then vanished. I thought I'd won, until I got home. The bone was back and her voice whispered, "Not yet, Mama." The ritual failed. The bone's return shattered my hope, its hum a constant dirge in my home. The child appeared more, kitchen table, bedroom corner, singing, "Mama, come down," her skeletal hands reaching. I stopped working, lost clients. The cemetery fired me for unreliability. I lived off savings, barricading myself, but the lullaby seeped through. Walls, radio static, my own breath. My reflection showed her eyes in mine, hollow and glowing. Was I becoming her, or she me? I dug into family records. My miscarriage, no burial, just hospital ashes. But Crestview's oldest plots held secrets, an unmarked section for stillborn, per a 1900 ledger. My dig might have woken her, my song her tether. I contacted a priest, last resort. He came, blessed the bone, but recoiled. This isn't holy. The child's form loomed, singing louder. He fled, leaving his cross. I tried it alone. Prayer, salt, the cross, but the ground shook, bones rising around me. She whispered, "You're mine," and I felt a pull, like sinking. I escaped, but my skin prickled, bones aching with her tune. She's inside me now, humming through my veins. The hum's in my blood, a rhythm I can't silence. The child's voice narrates my days, lullabies blending with my thoughts, her skeletal hands brushing my skin in dreams. My body changes, joints stiffen, skin pales like hers. I see her in mirrors, bones glowing under her form, singing, "Hush, little baby." I've stopped leaving. Neighbors pound on my door, worried, but I can't answer. The bone sits on my table, its song a command, "Come down." The cemetery calls, a pull I fight daily. I found an old journal in the library, 1880s, a mother who heard singing bones joined her child's grave. Her body was found curled around a skeleton, both silent. Is that my end? I tried burning the bone. Flames licked it, but it hummed through the smoke, unscathed. The child appeared, smiling. "Soon, Mama." My hands tremble, aging to her fragility. I contacted a folk healer. She said, "Sing her to rest or she'll take you." I sang again, voice breaking, but the hum grew, bones rising from my floor, dozens, a choir pulling me down. I ran, but the house shook, her laughter echoing. She's claiming me, step by step. The choir's relentless. My floorboards sprout bones, singing in unison, dragging me toward Crestview. My body weakens, hair falls, skin thins to parchment, like I'm joining her. The child's form solidifies, bones rattling under her skin, eyes locked on mine. "Mama, it's time," she sings, voice sweet but cold. I fight, nailing windows, but the hum breaches, walls crumble, revealing a grave beneath my house. I see it, my name on a stone, date blank, waiting. I tried the healer song again, voice cracking with exhaustion. The bones paused, her form wavering, but the lullaby resumed, stronger. If that horse and cart fall down, my mother's verse, Her trap. I collapsed, bones crawling over me, singing my name. A vision hit. My miscarriage. The hospital. A nurse whispering, "She's still with you." Was she buried in secret, her bones calling? I clawed free, leaving my home, but the pull followed every step, her voice in my skull. I'm at a gas station now, writing this, sending it to grimtailteller@gmail.com. The bones hum under the asphalt. She's close and I'm running out of time. If you hear singing in the ground, don't dig. She'll find you too. And that's Lila's tale, a graveyard singing bones that call to a mother's lost child, dragging her into a bizarre eternity. Were they her baby's spirit, a curse, or a mind's grief? The hills hold her song. Thanks to Lila for submitting at grimtailteller@gmail.com. If this bone-chilling horror moved you, subscribe for more weekly terrors. Like if you'd sing back or run, and share your spookiest graveyard story below. November deepens the dark. Stay tuned. Until then, tread lightly over the earth and silence the lullabies. This has been Grim Tale Teller. Good night, if the bones let you rest.